Hepinize merhaba arkadaşlar. Bugün sizlerle birlikte bu videoyu izleyeceğiz. Ve biz çok heyecanlıyız. Hadi izleyelim. Hadi bismillah. Şimdi izleyeceğiz.
But I decided to do this because, I had to take a small break from FNAF content. Especially after these two videos, bro. I had to suffer.
Tamam, şimdi geldik. Timer'a bekliyoruz. Bim. Bim.
So this segment of the video is for the people that don't know much about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm gonna try to explain to you what are stands. In simple words, stands are entities that fight alongside its user. Also, the abilities of stands greatly vary from one to another. Some are better at close quarters combat, some are better at long range attacks, and some have the power to reset the universe. Also, very important thing, only stand users can see other stands and attack them. One last thing, all the damage that is done to your stand will be reflected onto you. But yeah, that should be the basics, so you at least can understand what the freak am I talking about in this video. But yeah, let's start with the part 3 stands. We already had to start with the good one. Star Platinum. Listen, bro, I don't even have to say anything, Joro himself is already built different. This stand is absolutely broken, like it's so strong, and on top of that, it can stop time. Yeah, for me, he's definitely in the top 10, bro. He has to go there. Magician's Red. Honestly, yeah, this is a very strong stand too. I think he has the power to burn an entire city down if he wanted to. Listen, all I gotta say is that the ability to manipulate fire is really good. Honestly, bro, the part 3 stands, like the main cast, are really strong. I'm gonna put him for now at A. Next up is Hermit Purple. Okay, so overall, this stand is probably not as strong as the other ones. It could probably get easily overpowered. Like, the most you can do with this stand is like hold someone. I'm not counting the Hamon, by the way. With that, he could actually freaking vaporize someone. But overall, the stand alone is like C, maybe. Hierophant Green. I'm just gonna try in this video to explain a bit of the abilities, just so we can get like a clear picture about everything. So okay, this guy, what he can do, he can control people and he can throw emeralds at you. Nothing beats the emerald splash, but I think I'm gonna give him maybe a B. He does have a pretty good range, but overall, it's like not that strong. Silver Chariot. Okay, this is one of those stands that doesn't need like any crazy abilities. Like, bro is just freaking so fast and strong. All he needs is a sword and he can get the job done. Polnareff, I gotta respect you, man. Yeah, I think it's a strong stand. I think I'm gonna put him around A, near Magician's Red for now, because they had a good fight, these two. The Fool. Okay, so this Iggy stand, he's a dog, by the way. Okay, so this stand is a lot about like manipulating sand. This stand is good because it's actually pretty hard to hurt something that's made out of sand, But overall, the stand is not that strong. I gotta give him like C, maybe. Oh boy, the World. That's Joro's biggest rival, He can stop time too. Listen, these two are pretty much like equal, but I'm gonna put Star Platinum above the World because he got stronger throughout the fight. But yeah, the World definitely in the top 10. Of course, bro. He can stop time too. I mean, bro, that's probably like the best ability in the entire series. Because like, in my opinion, in stop time, you can't do anything, If the guy stops time, brother, you're cooked. He can just punch you like 20 times. Tower of Grey. Okay, I remember this stand is like a freaking bug. That's very fast. Yeah, and he like steals your tongue. The worst part about the stand for me is like, it's very hard to catch it. It's basically like a fly flying around and, it's kind of frustrating. But listen, if you know who the stand user is, just go after him. It's not that hard, man. So yeah, just give the man a lesson, and that's how you defeat the stand. I gotta give him like C, maybe. Just because of like, it's hard to catch it. His attack is very strong though, because it's like a one-shot attack. Yeah, ripping your tongue out is not a very pleasant experience. Dark Blue Moon. Okay, is this the guy who can like go underwater and it's basically like a shark? Okay, you know what? This stand is 50-50. You know why? Because it's strong if you're in the water, but if you're on land, this stand can't really do anything. Also, yeah, it has an ability to like grow barnacles on you, which is very bad, especially if you're in the water. You can't like freaking break them. Listen, if you fight this stand in the water, brother, you're pretty much done for. But yeah, I'm gonna give it B because again, if you're not in the water, you're gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. Strength. Yep, this is it's the ship. So apparently there was this orangutan or something. He was really strong and he had this stand. Basically, with this ship, he could like manipulate any object. So if you're in the ship, he could like throw pipes at you and I don't even freaking know. It could be a strong stand, but if you're not in the ship, everything is gonna be okay. I wanna say D, bro. Like, it depends, bro. I don't know. I don't like to rate these stands. Like, this stand, for example, depends more than this one, because this is like, you need to be in the ship. This one is like, you can be in the entire ocean. You're cooked. So, yeah, this is why I rated this one higher. Okay, who the freak is this? Who is this alien? A bony devil? Oh, okay, now I remembered. So basically this stand, the user can control a doll from like freaking, can be wherever he wants. And yeah, I would say this stand gave them a hard time because they didn't know what was going on. They thought it was just a normal doll. So this doll was just like setting up traps and stuff. But if you know what you're fighting, this guy stands no chance. It's a freaking doll. I would say E tier. Yellow Temperance. Okay, this was also an interesting stand. Like, the only way to pretty much defeat it is to go after the user. Because basically the stand, it absorbs things, it grows stronger, and you can't really kill the stand, you know? Like, it's definitely a strong stand. I want to put it at B. You know, with a bit of patience, you can probably defeat the user if you get through the stand, though. Hanged Man. Another interesting stand. So basically, this guy travels, like, throughout mirrors and glass and stuff like that, and he can like attack you through it. I like this stand, you know, it's a very deadly stand. You can only see him through like the glass, and you can't even attack it, bro. If you like break the glass, there's gonna be 2 glasses, so he can travel more. I'm pretty sure the only way to defeat him is like if there's no glass. But overall, I mean, he still depends on glass, you know, but there's glass pretty much everywhere in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna put him B. Emperor. So basically this is just a gun. And what I like about this gun is that it has like infinite bullets. You don't even have to recharge, bro. You can shoot however much you want. Also, I'm pretty sure he can like kind of manipulate the trajectory of the bullets. That is pretty sick. Like, bro, he can literally just spawn his revolver from the hand and just shoot everywhere. It's a C though for me. Empress. Okay, so Empress is a weird stand because what it does is like basically it like goes onto you and starts growing. The more time you spend to actually defeat it, the stronger it will get. So unfortunately for you, my friend, if you don't defeat it fast, things are gonna get bad. Yeah, I'm gonna give Empress a D. I don't know. Wheel of Fortune. Man, I'm kind of forgetting the stands, bro. I need to search them. Oh yeah, this is the car. What can I even say about this one? He kind of just drives and he can drive like very freely. He can go sideways. He can just run over you. But overall, the stand is like not very strong. If you punch it hard enough, it's still cooked. I'm gonna give it a C. Justice. It's the grandma stand. Simply explaining it is basically this. The stand makes you a hole in you and you're done for. Because after that, yeah, the grandma can control you. It's a strong stand. But if you're fast enough... Oh yeah, I forgot the part. At the point where they fought, you know, her, she had already like an entire army, so that was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's a B. Lovers. Okay, this stand is actually a very annoying one. You know why? Because it's very small, and if it enters you and actually gets like your nervous system, all the pain that you try to do on the user will go to you. That is very bad if it's a 1v1. But if you have friends, you know, that's good. If you can't, well, you're cooked. You know, I would say it's a 50-50. It did give a lot of trouble. Because they couldn't defeat the user, or else freaking their friend would get destroyed too. It's a C for me. It's 50-50. Sun. Okay. Sun is a strong stand. I mean, it's the freaking sun. It makes everything hot around you. So, if you're in an open space... The only problem is that it's also bad for the user because he needs to like kind of cool down too, man, or else he's cooked too. Yeah, it's a 50-50. Death 13. You know, by what we've seen, this stand was already really strong. And you know what's the craziest part, bro? The user was literally like a baby at that time. But this stand still depends on one factor. So I can't really rank it really high. Now you might be asking, why? Well, this stand, when you fall asleep, you go to their dream. Let's just say that in their dream, they can do whatever they want with you. And you can't do anything. You can't even wake up. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this stand would literally obliterate the whole crew. Like, that would happen if it wasn't for this guy. Listen, it still depends. If you're not sleeping, you're good to go. If you're sleeping, it's game over for you. You can't do anything about it, to be honest. I would say B. I still think it's above all of these guys, though. Judgment. So this guy is basically like Genie. He comes from a lamp. He gives you like 3 wishes. The problem is that he accomplishes your wishes, but everything is like made out of dirt or something. You know, just don't wish for anything and you're okay, bro. Like, what can this guy do to you? I'm gonna put him at, I still think he could fight, maybe? I don't know. D. High Priestess. Okay, this was also a very strong stand. So I think this stand can, like, take form of anything, any object. And it was so strong that it could take form of, like, a freaking cave or wherever. I don't even remember. It took a while to defeat this stand. Bro, I'm gonna give it an A. You know, just don't wish for anything. You can't even wake up. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this stand would literally obliterate the whole crew. Like, that would happen if it wasn't for this guy. Listen, it still depends. If you're not sleeping, you're good to go. If you're sleeping, it's game over for you. You can't wake up full because... powerful because he was like very far away. It's like a remote stand, you know, but if you're close to it you can defeat it pretty easily. I would say D tier. Knum, who the frick is this, bro? Oh, it's the guy that can alter his shape. F tier. Like, he can't even do anything, to be honest. Thoth, my goodness, man, these names, bro. It's an interesting stand because he can predict the future with a book. It draws like freaking silly drawings, you know, of what's gonna happen. That's good and all, but I don't understand what is it for. Like, to be honest, if you're alone with this stand, you can't even do anything. I would say F tier, bro. I don't know, man. Anubis. Okay, so basically this stand is a sword, but when you pick it up, bro, you just become like stronger. I think it's a very good stand, especially when Polnareff, you know, Silver Chariot used it. Basically, this guy had two swords and yeah, he was just stronger. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, if you pick it up, you know, it kind of like controls you. So yeah, it's a strong stand, but depends on the user too, you know. Bastet. Okay, now I remembered. I don't know why would you touch this, you know, it's an outlet, but yeah, if you touch it, you become like a magnet pretty much. So that is very annoying, and I'm pretty sure with time it becomes stronger. So everything from nails to knives will fly to you. I don't like that. It's kind of bad, but I want to rate it D. No, maybe C. Yeah. Because, bro, I remembered at the end, this guy was literally pulling cars together. It becomes really strong if you don't defeat the user. But overall, just don't touch it and you're okay. Saphan? Okay, so this guy's like, it's basically a shadow that appears under you. If you touch it, you start growing backwards. So you'll become a child. And the longer you touch the shadow, the younger you're gonna get. This could be a very bad stand, to be honest. I would say B. Osiris. Oh yeah, this is the gambling stand. So there's this guy called Darby. So it basically, if you make a gambling deal with him and you lose, he can steal your soul. Yeah, just don't gamble. F tier. Okay, heroes. I think it's one of the weaker ice stands in the whole series. Basically, what he can do is like create icicles and throw them at you or stuff like that. Also, he can freeze you up with a bit of time, but it's not that strong. It's literally an eagle, the user. And he was up against Iggy. That's why he stood a chance, you know. If he was up against a human, I think he would be cooked. I would say C. Tenor Sax? Okay, you know, I had to actually search for what this freaking thing is. And you remember that one scene where they get to Dio's mansion? Basically, this just creates like an illusion. You know, if you're like in a house, the house will appear bigger and freaking like a labyrinth or something. It's an F tier stand because like, really, it doesn't do anything, to be honest. If you have a teammate, maybe it gets, like, the place more strategical, you know, to defeat your opponent. Oh, yeah, this is the stand of the gambler's brother. Another one. But this one is actually, like, instead of gambling, you play games. If you lose, you become a doll. Just don't play with him. Cream. This is a pretty strong stand. Basically, when he devours himself, he becomes a sphere. And that sphere goes around pretty fast. Everything that sphere touches disintegrates. It's pretty terrifying. The only downside actually is that he can't see while he's in the sphere, so he has to open the sphere, you know, to see something where he's going, but overall, A tier. Now, let's go to part 4. But yeah, first stand is Crazy Diamond, of course, the main character, Josuke. Overall, okay, without his ability, he's a very strong stand. He could rival Jotaro when he was mad, but, you know, he was mad. But yeah, he's a very strong stand overall, and also, he has the ability to, like, rebuild things. If he breaks a wall, he can rebuild it. Overall, I want to give it an A tier. The hand, another hard hitter, bro. This stand was such a missed opportunity for Okuyasu, okay? Listen, bro, if this guy was a bit smarter, this stand would, like, be very strong. You know why? Because, bro, everything that his hand touches disintegrates. The only downside is that, yeah, the user wasn't very smart, so, he got cooked up a bit of times. I would say A tier. The stand itself, it's a very good stand. Okay, now the echoes. Every single one. Echoes Act 1, I think. So basically, if it touches you, a very loud sound is gonna play in your head or whatever. I don't even know. It's not that strong of a stand. It's annoying though, because it's very loud. It's kind of like pure suffering. Echoes Act 2. And upgrades, you know. Now he can actually use the sounds to his advantage. So basically, if he spawns a wind sound, he can like blow you away or something. I would say C tier still not that good. Echoes Act 3. Now this guy has the gravity ability. You know, this guy has an ability called free freeze. Basically, he has to do with gravity, you know. Your weight like freaking multiplies by at least like 10 times. You become very heavy and yeah, you can't stand up. Honestly, I would give it a B. Heaven's Door. Oh yeah, this is also a hard hitter. Bro, this might be the strongest stand in part 4. I'm not even gonna lie. Rohan's stand is very overpowered. Basically, bro, it's a one-shot stand. I want to explain it. So basically, if this stand touches you, you can't even move anymore. Okay? I don't know. I'm not gonna explain it too much, but you become a book and he can write whatever he wants in that book. So if he writes, now you can't attack Mr. Rohan, you can't attack him. I mean, after that, yeah, you just get cooked up. This stand is definitely an S tier, bro. Killer Queen. Oh yeah, Kira's stand. Now, this might be a tricky one. You know, Killer Queen is basically a one-shot stand. It's very good. It makes you into a bomb if it touches you. And you explode. Okay, Killer Queen, I'm gonna put him at B. No, A. The stand could be a bit slow, but if he touches you, it's game over for you. Now, Bites the Dust. When Kira used another arrow, he got like an extra ability. And this is how it works. Basically, anyone else around you that tries to find out Kira's true name will get exploded. And after that, it goes back to like a set time. And the cycle repeats. But in that new cycle, whoever exploded will explode no matter what. So Kira could literally just deactivate the ability wherever he wants. And if 3 people exploded, it's gonna keep that way. Listen, bro, in a 1v1 scenario, it's useless. The problem is that when you use this ability, you can't use the stand. So Kira has to rely on this ability. It's an E, bro. Yeah. Sheer heart attack. Now, I have a lot of respect for this. It's not a stand. That's the craziest part. It's a secondary ability. But this guy basically tracks anything that has to do like temperature. So, yeah, if he goes after you, he explodes. And the worst part about this stand is that he kind of just roams around. It doesn't stop. And Kira can use it wherever he wants to. Also, it's very durable, bro. Even Star Platinum, one of the strongest stands, maybe even the strongest in the entire series, couldn't break it. It's an A for me, bro. Maybe B. No. Aqua Necklace. Another water stand. You know, I think it's similar in a way to Gap. If you drink it, you're cooked. He can do whatever he wants inside you. But yeah, he can mimic liquids. Also, he's very bad when it's like raining. Okay, he can go through the rain and he kind of like becomes stronger. I would put him near Gab, you know? Bad Company, okay. This is stand with like a lot of destructive capabilities. Basically, if you have the stand, bro, you have an entire army that follows you. You have helicopters, you have soldiers, tanks, you have everything, brother, in your arsenal. Okay, just to clarify, the soldiers actually have guns. They're very small, but there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's strong. It's an A tier for me, yeah. Red Hot Chili Pepper. Okay. This could be a very strong stand too, because it manipulates electricity. So basically it can travel through electricity, and when there's a lot of electricity nearby, it gets stronger. That's even worse if you think about the fact that it stated that he could use the electricity of an entire city to power him. Then he becomes like stronger, smarter, faster. He's just better. He's a B tier because it depends, you know. If there's no electricity near him, he will get weaker. So B tier for me. The Lock. This stand is not good. Basically, if you're like near the stand user and you feel guilt, you're gonna feel heavier. You know, this thing will appear on you. And the more guilt you feel, the heavier it will get for you, you know, to walk and stuff. Whatever. I think I'm gonna put it E tier. Just don't feel guilty and that's it. Surface. I think this is a very underrated stand ability, to be honest. Especially in a 1v1. You know, because it's basically like a voodoo doll. If you touch it, it will become you. And the stand user can control it. Whatever the doll does, the damage inflicts on you. Yeah, honestly, if you're in a 1v1 against this guy, you're basically cooked. Like, you can't do anything. I would say A, bro. It's really strong. Love Deluxe. Okay, so this is the hair stand. Basically, this woman can manipulate her hair. She can pick you up. She can throw you. She's strong. But the thing is that she was up against Koichi, who doesn't have a very strong stand overall. Yeah, I think she can be easily defeated. So I'm gonna put D. Pearl Jam. I don't even know how to feel about the stand, bro. It's literally like a support stand. It doesn't attack you, bro. It only heals you. the stand user is a chef, and he uses his stand on his food. Basically, his food becomes like a healing thing, you know? If you eat his food, brother, you're gonna feel amazing. Your injuries are gonna disappear. This stand is amazing, but in the context of this video, it's an F tier. Instead of damaging you, he's actually helping you. Okay, the invisible baby. It's not a strong ability. You know, the baby's ability is like, when the baby is distressed, you know, the stand makes like a radius, and whatever you put in that radius becomes invisible. Honestly, it's more confusing, but honestly, it doesn't do anything to you. I would say E. Rat. Oh yeah. The stand user is literally a rat, but it's a very smart one, I'm not gonna lie. Basically, the stand can shoot darts that are like venomous, and yeah, if it gets you a couple times, yeah, it's not a very pleasant experience overall, but all you have to do is dodge the things, which is pretty hard if it's very far away from you. To defeat the stand, you know, you have to defeat the rat. So if this guy is like freaking nowhere and he's shooting at you, brother, what can you do? I don't know. I'll say C tier. Harvest. Okay, so basically this stand is similar to Bad Company because it's not only one stand, there's like a lot of them. And yeah, this stand could be very useful. Basically, you can do whatever you want with this stand. They can pick up coins. They can inject like freaking acid to your opponent. It's very strong. And again, if you defeat one of these guys, it's not really gonna do anything. I'm gonna put A because yeah, if they all get around you and start like poking you, brother, all they have to do is like getting an artery of yours, and yeah, you're cooked. It's a very strong stand, to be honest. Cinderella. I mean, this stand is not strong. It makes you like more beautiful and stuff. F tier. Atom Heart. Oh, it's the father of Kira. He has a very interesting stand, which potentially can be very strong. Okay, so basically he uses a camera and he takes a photo, right? Let's suppose you're in that photo. So you see this old man. He can basically do whatever he wants with you, and you can't do anything about it. He can cut you up, and you can't do anything about it. The photo is taken, and he can do whatever he wants in that photo. Listen, it's a bit complicated. You know, I'm getting tired of explaining, but overall, since it relies on a camera, B tier. Bait to man. Oh, I think I know who this is. Okay, so this is a kind of a silly stand, because the user has to like play rock, paper, and scissors with you. But if you start the game, you can't end it. I'm pretty sure it goes like up to 3 rounds, maybe, or 5. I don't know. But each round, the stand user wins against you, he takes 1/3 of your stand. Overall, just don't play rock, paper, scissors with him. F tier. Earth, wind, and fire. We still don't know if this is a stand, to be honest, but if he's an alien, I wouldn't doubt that. Overall, he's not very strong, you know. He can like transform his body into like, I don't even know, everything basically. It's interesting, but E tier. Highway star. Okay, yeah, this is a very strong stand. Honestly, bro, the main character, like, they were lucky they even defeated the stand, to be honest, because the only way to defeat it is basically by reaching the user, and it was very bad because he was in the hospital. So I'm gonna try to explain it briefly. It's a remote stand, and he can be wherever he wants to. Now you might be asking, if he can be like wherever he wants to, how the freak can he even see, you know, where the stand is going? Well, the thing is that the user has a very strong smell, and if he has like a target locked, he can follow him to the end of the world because he knows his smell. Anyway, that's one part. Second part, if he catches you, he absorbs all of your nutrients and you're cooked. Bro, I'm gonna put A tier. He is very up there. Like, Josuke was very lucky to escape from the stand, you know, because the thing is that this stand can go up to like 30 miles per hour, and he will follow you to the end of the world. You can't run from him. He was very lucky because he had a motorcycle, so he can actually escape the stand. First of all, Josuke is a lucky man. Stray cat. Stray cat is an interesting one, but he's not very strong. Basically, it's a flower that can shoot like bubbles of air. Not only that, but the bubbles can like enter your veins. And you know, I'm not a scientist, but if a bubble of air enters your vein and goes up to like your brain or something, you're cooked. C tier. I don't know, man. I don't know. Superfly. Okay, Superfly is a very interesting stand and unique in its own way because it's literally like an electrical tower in the middle of nowhere. Basically, this is how it works. If you enter the area inside of it, you can't leave. And the thing is that only one person can be there. So if another person enters and there's like 2 of them, someone can leave and the other one gets stuck there forever. Yeah, to be honest, if you enter it, you're gonna be stuck there forever, but just don't enter it. F tier. Enigma. Oh my goodness, man. Another hard stand to explain. Basically, I wanna go by points, okay? Point number 1. You need to be nervous for it to work. In the user's eyes, every single person, when they're nervous, they do like anything, you know? Imagine, one person, when they're nervous, they could freaking, I don't know, pinch their finger or whatever, right? And if he sees that sign, he can seal you in a paper. In a 1v1, it's useless because he needs to make you like afraid of something, you know? Listen, guys, I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. I've been talking for quite a while. I would say CC. It depends, bro. Cheap trick. Oh my goodness, the ultimate stand, bro. It's the cheapest trick, but brother, the ability is not hard to explain and it's straightforward, but it's deadly as heck, bro. So basically, this guy, he goes on someone's back, and when he's on your back, you can't do anything to him. You can't freaking grab him and throw him. He's like your stat now. He's part of you. So any damage that you try to do on him will go back to you. Now, the worst ability about this thing is that if someone sees it on your back, you die. I don't know how. Don't even ask me. If I have him on my back and my friend sees him, I die, and my friend will have him, and the cycle repeats. S tier. S tier, brother. Like, what can you even do? But yeah, let's move on to part 5. Golden Wind. Let's start with the main character, Giorno, with gold experience. You know, I think this is a very funky stand. It definitely has some fun abilities. For example, this is a stand that can create life. For example, this guy can just like grow a tree out of nowhere. But that's not the only thing. If you try punching that tree, all the damage will be reflected onto you. Yeah, I think that's kind of funny. Also, I'm pretty sure this guy has an ability which, if he attacks you, you'll like go crazy or something. Honestly, it's a solid stand. I think I'm gonna give A. Like, you know, it has a vast arsenal. Sticky fingers. So yeah, Bruno's stand is able to like freaking zip and unzip things to go into his dimension. Also, he can do really fun stuff. Like, for example, making you fall like Lego. Yeah, that could be really painful if he gets you. I think I'm gonna go A2, bro. Moody Blues. Okay, so this is like more of a support stand. Its ability is like to rewind time and see like what your enemies were doing or something like that. You know, it can be useful, but it's not strong. It's actually like, it's not made to like be an attack stand. I want to say E, bro. I'm pretty sure it can still punch. At least. Okay, 6 pistols. Another gun stand. But this one, the funny part is that you have like little guys that can guide your bullets and freaking make them bounce off directions. Listen, man, very good stuff. B tier. Aerosmith, another hard hitter. Bro, this is literally like a small plane that can shoot everything and drop bombs. Yeah, honestly, it's like one of the most destructive stands. Also, it has like a radar that can spot enemies. You know what? That's actually really good. I'm gonna give a B. Yeah. Purple Haze. The only bad thing about it is that it's really strong because it releases like freaking venom into the air, and if you go near it, let's just say that you're pretty much cooked. It spreads like a virus, you know? And the problem is that even the user is not, you know, he can't avoid it. So yeah, this stand is like a 50-50, bro. It could be very strong. You can't really get near it without freaking perishing. It's a C for me. Spice Girl. Okay, so this stand has the ability to like make things softer. Listen, it could be like good as a utility stand, but overall it's like not that strong. I want to say D tier. Mr. President. It's the turtle stand. Okay, so apparently this is the stand that if you put a key on a turtle, you unlock like a secret room, and this is like literally a support stand. It's not strong. You know, in the room you get some freaking drinks, you can relax. It's a cozy little room, but honestly, it's gotta be F because, you know, it's not an attack stand. So I can't really rate it high. Wouldn't make sense, you know? Silver Chariot Requiem. Okay, so compared to the previous normal Silver Chariot, this is way different. This stand is pretty complicated. But in simple words, first of all, everyone goes to sleep near it. Then it switches people's bodies, and also it boosts your like ability strength. Listen, man, it's not really an attack stand, only if you try to rob the arrow from it. Just don't do that and you're okay. I'm gonna put like E tier because it's kind of confusing. Gold Experience Requiem. Yeah, this is an S tier stand, bro. Literally, this stand can pretty much return any attack to 0. So if you try to punch it, you didn't punch it. You try to explode the user, that never happened. Not on his watch. Definitely an S tier. If you can't even punch the guy, how are you gonna win? I don't know, bro. King Crimson, yeah, this is definitely also an S tier stand. Bro, this is like one of my favorite stands. Basically, bro, this guy, Diavolo, man, he can see the future, so he can like predict the attacks, right? And also, he can erase time. Now, if you don't know how OP this combo is, basically, it's like this. He sees the future, right? And he sees himself getting blown up. He can just erase that time. That never happened, and he's gonna be okay. Yep, S tier stand right there. Honestly, I'm gonna put this guy above these guys, and maybe... Listen, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna put GR above these guys. You know, it's kind of complicated. I still can't deduct if stopping time would actually trigger, you know, the GR ability or not. Sure, I'll put it above. I don't know, man. You know, I don't want to think. I get too tired from it. Black Sabbath. Okay, so let's just say that this stat can only move in shadows, and that's where it's at his strongest. He can't go to like light areas. He can only stay in the shadow and attack there. You know, it's a 50-50. Listen, in the shadows the stat is really strong, but if it's in the sun, it kind of just burns. Yeah, it's a C. Soft Machine. Oh, Soft Machine, I remember, bro. It's that guy from the boat fight scene. Basically, this guy can puncture people like balloons, like literally. And when your air runs out, you can't even do anything. You kind of just, you know, stay alive, but you're freaking cooked, you know? Yeah, bro, it's not that strong. Like, if you know the stand's ability, you know, who you're fighting against, it's a D, bro. I don't know. Craft work. Okay, so this is the guy that can, like, stop stuff midair. He can stop basically anything, like objects. For example, we can see him, like, stopping stones and literally, like, rock climbing midair. Also, he can stop bullets. You know, he's fast enough to do that. If he presses a lot of times at the object he stopped, it flies at like light speed towards, you know, your opponent. Listen, this guy gave a hard time to Mista because this is literally just his perfect counter, you know. Mista has the 6 pistols, by the way, you know, the gun bullets. This guy can stop bullets. So it was a good matchup, but overall the stand is not that strong. If he was not up against Mista, this guy would be useless. I would say D tier. Little Feet. This could be like a good stand and a bad stand. Basically what this guy can do is, if he cuts you, he can make you shrink until you like a little ant. So the more time that passes, you know, you kind of just get like smaller. You know, that is good and all, but first of all, he actually needs to cut you. So, you know, if this guy went up against anyone on this list, pretty much, like, they could just beat him up badly before he does that. It's a D, bro. Man in a mirror. Okay, so this guy has kind of some resemblance with Hanged Man, but they operate on like different terms. Okay, I'm sounding a bit too much professional, but I still think he's somehow above the Hanged Man. Yeah, basically, like, if you're in front of a mirror, he can drag you in, and when you're in, you can't really leave. Like, he's the only person that can make you leave if he wants to. Also, in that dimension, if you didn't bring your stand, you can't use your stand there. So your stand is gonna be left off in the real world. You're cooked. You know, he can do whatever he wants in his dimension. It's a solid stand. You know, honestly, it's an A, bro. Like, this is one of those stands that took like a very specialized plan to defeat it, you know? Beach Boy. Okay, this is a pretty underrated stand. So this stand is literally like a fishing rod. Basically, this guy, if he gets you on his fishing rod, you know, with the bait, he can like freaking do whatever he wants with you. He can throw you around. He can slice like an artery or something. Actually, pretty strong stuff, but I'm gonna give it like a B. The Grateful Dead. Okay, so basically this stand, its main ability is to make people get older over time. And it happens because of your temperature rising. I'm pretty sure. You know, basically the stand releases a mist. And the only way to counter, you know, the aging is like eating ice and being cold. But yeah, this stand is honestly not that strong. You know, it was strong because they were like in a closed space. They were fighting in a train. So the mist, yeah, got everywhere pretty quickly. But outside, it's not that good. I think it's a D tier for me, bro. Babyface. Oh yeah, this stand is actually really interesting, bro. And we didn't see like a lot of his abilities, but by what we've seen, they were already pretty crazy. Okay, so here's the thing. The stand grows over time, you know. He's like an AI. He learns, he like watches, observes, and learns. And his ability is like to turn people into cubes and store them. It's actually a pretty broken ability. And we didn't see his full potential. I gotta give him like an A maybe. Yeah, White Album. You know, this guy can generate ice whenever he wants, however he wants. He can slide on ice really fast. He can freeze everything around you. He has a very strong stand, especially if you don't have like ranged attacks. If you try to punch him, he can just freeze you up. I think I'm gonna give him like an A, bro. You know, it's kind of funny because small antagonists from JoJo's took like a lot of people to beat them. For example, White Album, it took like 2 people to beat it. Like these on a 1v1 are even crazier if you think about it. Clash and Talking Head. Okay, I'm gonna evaluate those two together because they were like a team. They were working together to beat, you know, the main cast. Their abilities were pretty good. Together, they're pretty strong. So first one is Clash. Basically, this guy's like a small shark that can travel through liquids. And the smaller the liquid, the smaller it gets. So for example, if it travels to like a big pond, it becomes a big shark. Big shark means big bite.
MJ, das Michael Jackson Musical. Nur live in Hamburg. Jetzt Tickets sichern unter musicals.de.
Big bite. Big bite means a lot of pain. You know, this stand is pretty strong, but it can definitely catch you off guard. Honestly, I think I want to give like maybe like a C to B. Yeah, something like that. Now, Talking Head, this was a pretty good stand in that fight, but overall it's really bad. Basically, what this guy can do is like he can make you speak other things. For example, if you're thinking of one thing, he'll make you say the opposite. You know, this stand was really powerful in that moment because imagine one of the teammates was trying to tell them, oh, someone is attacking us, but then he was just saying, guys, everything is okay. You know, it was kind of funny. But yeah, this guy is not that good. I would say D. Notorious Big. Oh yes, this stand is pretty OP. Basically, bro, this guy, actually, it only appears when its user dies. And this guy's like, he just roams around. He can do whatever he wants. And let me tell you, bro, this guy is basically indestructible. You know why? Because this guy consumes energy from like other living things and it tracks them by their movement. So for example, if I move my arm, it's gonna go to my arm and it's basically gonna start eating my arm. Slowly, but it's a very OP stand. And the thing is that you can't run away from it because it adapts to your speed, but actually gets a little faster than you to catch you. You know, the key to beating the stand is, well, you can't really beat it, but just don't move and wait for other things to move. For example, I don't know, a clock ticking. If you don't move, you'll probably go to that thing first. But yeah, honestly, the only way they beat it was they dropped it at the ocean where, you know, everything is moving, so it kind of gets like confused. It doesn't do anything. But yeah, this stand is really OP. You can pretty much defeat it. I want to say A though, because yeah, you still can do something. Metallica. This is actually from a very underrated character too, called Risotto Nero. Bro, this guy is basically like the perfect assassin. So basically, if you're like pretty close to this guy, he can like manipulate your iron. If you don't know, every human has iron in their blood and stuff like that, you know? And he can like, out of that small amount of iron, he can make like razor objects. I'm not kidding, bro. Basically, bro, this guy can make like knives inside of you. You know, when I watched the fight, you know, between Doppio and this guy, bro, I was kind of like, I would've liked to be that guy. Yeah, and also he can go invisible. I'm not really gonna explain how he does that, but he's a hitman. What can I say, bro? Honestly, it's a very solid, bro. With invisibility and that, bro, it's crazy because it's like a one-shot ability. You know, he gets invisible, he goes near you. It's like 10 meters, you know, the radius. And you're cooked. You can't see him, bro. What can you do? So yeah, Doppio was lucky to be alive after that. I want to give it like an A tier. Green Day. Okay, so this is like an interesting stand because it releases a virus, but instead of like it instantly gets you, you have to like go lower for it to start working. Mold is gonna start growing on you. And let's just say that if you go too low, maybe one of your body parts is gonna fall off. That's just a maybe though. Just don't go down. Just go after the guy. No, I wanna say C because it can be like a very destructive stand. And yeah, he was teaming up with the Oasis. That was the perfect duo too, man. Imagine, bro. Green Day made so you can go lower, and Oasis can make so the floor melts. He's a bit more complicated than that, but let's just say that basically Oasis can make like solid surfaces into like liquid surfaces. So he can swim, but his opponent can't swim. You know, they just sink. So he can just swim to them and yeah, he can cook them up pretty easily. Like, this is the kind of stand that will take a while to defeat it. If you can't even survive it, honestly, A tier. Bro, it's crazy how much good stands there are in part 5. Like, there are some pretty strong stands. Maybe this the part with the most strongest? Okay, forget about it. Rolling Stones, that's the last stand of part 5. Okay, so there's an interesting mechanic. So, it predicts your death, and it actually gives you like a easier way out. Listen, bro, I mean, it's just about fate. You know, it's not that it's strong, it's just I can't really do anything about it because it's fate. I don't know, man. F tier, bro. But yeah, let's get into part 6. Stone Ocean, again, main character. Jolene, Stone Free, that's her stand. Stone Free can basically turn her body into like strings. You know, that can be a very useful mechanic. Also, the stand itself is pretty strong. Overall though, I don't know, man. I gotta say B. Compared to the other main characters, it's like not that strong. Kiss, basically it has the ability to like duplicate anything with like a sticker. You know, it's kind of complicated, but I'm gonna try to explain it. For example, if there's a cup in point A and Hermes duplicates that cup, there's gonna be 2 cups. If she pulls off the sticker, the cup will go back with like immense speed and everything is gonna break. Instinct, it's a 50-50 for me. I don't know, man. What the frick is that? Oh yeah, burning down the house. This is Emporio's stand. Basically, its ability is like to manifest ghost rooms. Listen, it's basically like Mr. President. You get like a comfy little room. It's harmless. I gotta say F tier. Foo Fighters. You know, this stand is like made out of plankton, so it has like a lot of regeneration. You know, I don't really want to get into that. The fun part is that it has a gun and it can shoot plankton. It's an interesting stand. I will say B, bro. Weather report. Okay, this stand is actually pretty OP. You know why? Because this guy can manipulate like weather. Like in the anime, bro, we see this guy freaking creating storms that rain frogs. Venomous ones, by the way. Listen, I gotta say S tier, bro. Like the environmental destruction that this guy can make, it's kind of crazy, bro. Like if you're fighting against this guy, not only you're cooked, but everyone around you is cooked also. Diver down. Okay, so this stand's ability is to merge into other people. He can basically make his punch go through a wall or through you. Honestly, it's not that strong of a stand. I gotta say, maybe D tier, bro. It's not that strong. White Snake. Okay, so White Snake is pretty interesting because he can like store other stands. He can like export your stand on a disk and your memory. So let's just say if he touches you, you will forget everything that happened and you'll get your stand stolen, and he can kind of like store it and give it to another person. I'll give him a B. Seamoon. Okay, this is like the Echoes upgrade. You remember when I ranked? Where the freak is this guy? Remember when I talked about Echoes Act 3, you know? This guy had to do with gravity, you know? You're becoming, like, very heavy. Simon is like that, but even worse. He can, like, control gravity way more. Also, he has this ability which, if he touches you, your whole skin turns around. I wouldn't like to fight this guy. I would say, like, A tier. High A tier. He basically has like a one-shot ability. Like that is very painful. Yeah, just a bit. Made in heaven. Yep, this is an S tier stand. I'll say he probably goes maybe like in top 3 stands. This guy can basically accelerate time infinitely and he gets faster with it, but you don't. So basically you're fighting like a person that travels with the speed of light. You know, he accelerates time so much that at the end of it, yeah, the universe just kind of resets. You know, classic ability. Average day in JoJo's. Goo Goo Dolls. Who the frick is this guy? Oh, it's the stand that can shrink you to the size of a rat. So basically, the closer you are to the stand user, the smaller you get. Oh, I mean, that's kind of OP because how are you gonna defeat the stand user if you're very small? To be honest, only like ranged attacks would work on this stand. I gotta say like C, bro. Hey, it's 50-50, man. Manhattan Transfer. Okay, so this stand has a lot to do with like the current of air. You know, its user is blind, but he has a sniper which he uses to redirect his bullets on this thing. Yeah, from range, it's a pretty good stand, but from close range, I don't think he would do anything. C tier, Highway to Hell. Bro, this stand is like kind of, it's an interesting situation. So basically, this stand transfers all the damage that the user suffers to you. So for example, if the guy jumps off a freaking building and breaks his legs, your legs are gonna be broken too. You know, the only way to defeat it is not to defeat it, but the only way to do anything is to convince him not to do it. It's a 50-50, bro. I mean, bro, C tier. Oh, Marilyn Manson. Bro, another gambling stand. It's kind of like Darby stand, you know? Just don't gamble with her, you know? So you don't lose everything that you have. Yeah, bro, F tier. As long as you're not a gambler. Jumping Jack Flash. Okay, another stand that has to do like zero gravity, you know? I'm pretty sure it shoots like projectiles. And if they hit you, you start freaking floating. Also, a thing about the stand is that if the zero gravity stays for too long, it will actually become very bad for you. Your blood will start like freaking circulating too much and I'm gonna give it a B, bro. I don't know. Just as long as he doesn't touch you, I think you're okay. Limp Biscuit. So apparently this guy can resurrect anything. Like, I don't know, bro. If you touch the liquid, if you step on it, bro, you'll become like super aggressive. You'll just start like fighting everyone and but because you'll just start fighting and you'll fight until like it's over. You won't stop. You know, it's kind of crazy, but just don't touch the water. No, I'll say C, you know, because if other people touch the water, they will just start fighting you. And after that, they're like freaking Terminators. They won't stop until they get the kill. It's kind of crazy. C tier, but it depends, you know? Planet waves. Oh yeah, this is the stand that can generate meteors. Like literal, like small meteors from up. You know, they just fall on you. That could be a good stand. No, not really. If you defeat the guy first, he can't really do anything. I'll say D tier. Dragon's Dream. Another interesting stand we got there. At this point, everything is literally interesting. Okay, so this stand is basically like a dragon. Like, you know, the name implies. That tells you the direction of the biggest misfortune of your opponent. Okay, guys, so let's take this example. You have the stand floating, you know, and he will tell you a direction. That direction is like the best point you can go to defeat your opponent. Does that make sense? It's a 50-50. I mean, it can also help your opponents. That's pretty bad. Not for us, you know, for the for the user. Okay, I gotta say, like, it's 50-50, bro. Yo, man. Bro, what are these names, man? Okay, so let's just say that this guy, at first glance, he's like kind of friendly, you know. He talks to you. He does whatever you ask him to do, but slowly, behind your back, he actually sprays like corrosive acid on you without you noticing it. He's like an imposter, okay? He's a traitor. I hate this guy. I don't know, man. He's kind of indestructible, though. Like, punches don't work on him. He just regenerates pretty quickly. I don't know, bro. It's a C tier. Green grass of home. Oh, yeah, this is the baby stand. You know, the green baby. You know, the thing is that when you get closer to the baby, you shrink. Like, infinitely, you know? And then, yeah, the baby can kind of do anything with you. He can throw you, he can crush you. Listen, bro, just don't get close to the baby. It's not that hard, bro. It's not that hard. Jailhouse lock. Oh, okay, so this is the stand. This is a very, like... It's not powerful because of, like, physical strength or something. No, the whole mechanic is that it makes so you can only remember 3 things at once. Like, beating it is very hard, bro. Like, to be honest, you'll just keep forgetting everything and you'll never find the user. But if you don't trigger it by touching the bars, you won't have that debuff of forgetting things. Can I even rate it high? Because it's not strong. It's just like, it's psychologically strong. C tier, bro. Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay, I actually think this is a very strong stand. Basically, this guy, what he can do is like bring every single fictional character into reality. So you'll be taking your normal daily walk and then you just freaking see Goku trying to fight you and saying, I've heard you're strong. You know, it's a bit more complex than that because when you come across one of the fictional characters, you go through their story. You know, it's kind of unique compared to the other ones. And yeah, to defeat it, it took a while. The only way to defeat it is like to make a fictional character that defeats the stand. I want to say like A tier, bro. Sky High. Okay, this stand is a pretty strong one too. You know, it has to do with the concept of rods, which is not actually a real thing, I think. But let's just say it's like a really fast moving organism. And the stand user has a lot of them. So basically these guys, when they target you, they bring on you like illnesses and not really good stuff. You know, I think the only way of defeating the stand is like getting close to the guy. It's a strong one though. Like by the time you get near him, bro, you're already gonna have like freaking a lot of debuffs, bro. I think I'm gonna rank it like A, bro. It's really hard to fight back against this thing. Now the last stand of part 6, Underworld. Also a pretty complicated stand to say the least. Basically this guy, he can replay past events. Now what does this mean practically? So imagine this. If he reads on a newspaper about a plane crash, he can like replay that moment in time, and then if you survive you can leave. The problem is that if he picks one event that had no survivors, surviving is probably not gonna happen. You know, it's a very strong stand, but if you don't get into the trap, you're probably fine. Probably. I will say 50-50, C tier. Alright, the rest of the parts I didn't even watch. The only stand that I really know here that I can rate is Wonder of You. This guy is one of the strongest stands in the entire series. I'll say he's like top 3, yeah, that's for sure. This guy basically brings like all the calamities if you try to go after him. You'll just have the worst luck possible. You know, if you keep going after him, freaking acid rain will start happening. You'll see a car flying towards you. He's just too OP, man. Honestly, yeah, it's almost impossible to defeat him. But yeah, I'm not gonna rank any more of these stands because I don't know that much, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, here's the finished title list. I'm not even lying, bro. This took me like 3.5 hours to record. I had to record this like on 2 different days. I'm pretty sure, bro, we ranked like 120 stands.
Video izlediğiniz için teşekkürler. Daha çok böyle videolar istiyorsanız abone olun arkadaşlar. Böyleydi video. Bay bay. Ben gidiyorum.